morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. My name is Anthony. Carla Marie's on her way. She's making some drinks. She's finishing up a Instagram Live, and there she is. Oh, are you still on Instagram Live? Yeah. Nice.
Everyone was giving me updates.
Of what?
How much time I had.
Oh, nice.
It was great.
So, I want to give a shout out to Jen and Lisa for gifting 5 community subs each. What you doing over there, Carla Marie?
Wire.
What's what wire? Oh, that's for my Nintendo Switch, but I'm blocking it. No one can see it. That is the one thing I've liked about the Nintendo Switch, because I've been playing, like most of us who have played Pokemon, I've been playing my Pokemon on handheld games my whole life.
Yeah.
And the Switch, you can just plug right into your TV, and bam. You don't have to be like this the whole time. So it's pretty cool. Thank you very much to Miguel in Miami, Florida for 2,000 bits. Damn, that's awesome. Thank you very, very much. Erica P31 with 100 bits. Penny_NY resubbed with Prime. Sweet.
I heard some people are having some issues with resubbing. We're going to look into it.
Resubbing in general?
With Prime, I think it is specifically.
What is the problem?
It makes them lose their streak.
Well, Penny has resubbed with Prime, and they've been on a subscribed for 11 months. It doesn't say a streak, though. Okay, so maybe Prime doesn't let you do that. That's rude. Yeah. We are in Hype Train level 5 already, so once we get through level 5, Carla Marie, what shot are we drinking today?
Red and Snappy, because December 1st is Eat a Red Apple Day.
Red and Snappy is the name of the shot? Yeah. What's so snappy about it?
You'll find out when I make it.
And what's December 1st?
Eat a Red Apple Day.
So is there apple in this shot?
I think you're going to find out when I make it.
Well, just tell me. We're so close.
Okay, I just need to hang up on Instagram Live.
Okay. And as we tell Instagram Live, it is on the screen here on Twitch, twitch.tv/Carla Marie and Anthony. The You Look Great store closes in literally 45 minutes. That's it. It will be closed. All the limited edition stuff, we're not extending it anymore. This was the extension. And our manufacturer is not even too thrilled that we extended it because it pushes back the time. Oh, you're not even on. There you are.
What are the people saying? That they couldn't hear my lovely voice this morning, I bet.
Let's see. Can't hear CM. Now you can. Carla Marie's super low. Carla Marie's mic is off. Well, you're on now. Don't worry. Everyone heard you on Instagram Live. So send them over here.
Okay, go to twitch.tv/Carla Marie and Anthony. It's free to watch. If you've never watched before, it would be pretty dope if you came and hang out. We basically do a morning show, and we're going to
wrap it up, sister. Let's go.
Excuse me. We're going to talk about Sam's wedding. So come on by. Go to youlookgreat.co as well.
Hey, we're in Hype Train level 7. If we get to 10, are we taking 2 shots today?
10?
Yeah, because that would be level 5 twice.
I should post this.
If we get to level 10, we will take 2 shots.
Well, I didn't agree to that.
I will take 2 shots at least. So, thank you to everyone who said that they couldn't hear Carla Marie. Unfortunately, I didn't have the chat scrolled to the bottom, so I didn't see any of that. We also don't have to get to level 10, just so everyone knows. No pressure. Couple things we're going to talk about today. I did find, and if you were here on Tuesday of last week, we talked about these Lyft drivers that are basically doing like church in their Lyft. Found a worse scenario than that, and Carla Marie was there as well.
I got out of the Lyft and I said, I'd rather be preached to.
Yeah. Twitch guest star, not co-star, Twitch guest star.
Are we going to do it?
We're going to see if anyone has it set up on their phones, and that's you in the Twitch chat right now. If you have guest star set up, you have to like verify your account with your phone number. We want to see if it actually works. So that's available as well. And Thanksgiving food submissions part 2.
Oh.
Do you remember?
Yes, the drama.
I think it was actually a Christmas thing that we were talking about, but right before Thanksgiving, we were talking about this mom. This story kind of went viral online on the Twitter, Am I the A-hole?
Yes.
And she was making people submit what they wanted to bring to either Thanksgiving or Christmas. I don't remember at this point. But she would also have to taste test it and approve the meal. Wow. There's a follow-up to that because apparently something similar happens in my family, and I had no idea. Yeah. I found out after I did that because the family member thought I was talking about them when I actually wasn't. So we'll talk about that later on, though. Thank you to Neon Climber for the 500 bits.
Well, can I submit something and see if I get not?
Well, we'll talk about it, Carla Marie. Lunchbox Lob, 100 bits from you. Thank you very much. And Dave C84 gave out 10 community subs. Dana
Damn.
on Long Island resubscribed with Prime. Vanessa with 1S also resubscribed with Prime. And I think you're right about the streak, Carla Marie. I don't know if the streak works with Prime because I'm looking at Dana on Long Island, Vanessa with 1S, and Penny_NY. And even though it says 18 months, 25 months, and 11 months, it does not say it's a streak.
So rude.
Also, same thing with Helgi on here.
So I guess that's Amazon's way of.
It's actually not saying that anyone is on a streak.
Well, it may not normally say it there.
Oh, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. We'll figure it out at one point. At some point, I should say. J Merrick 83, thank you very much for subscribing with Prime. And remember, if you do subscribe with Prime, all you're doing is taking money that you already pay to Amazon, and you're giving us some of those Bezo bucks. I think about $2.50 in Bezo bucks per person.
My brother calls him Jeff Bezos, but like
A lot of people do that.
not as a joke. And I'm like, it's Bezos. And I had to keep correcting him. I'm like, I don't give a crap about the guy. It's bothering me that you're saying Bezos.
Yeah, but you have to remember that before we lived in Seattle, we also weren't 100% sure how to pronounce his name. I specifically remember having that discussion. Like, is it Bezos? How do you say this guy's name? But it is Jeff Bezos.
Like pesos.
No, I would say like Baywatch. Zos. I don't know. Have anything for that other word. No.
Oh, Linda, happy birthday. You were just in the Instagram live.
Pour up those shots, Carla Marie. What'd you forget?
In my haste,
Yes.
forgot the measuring thing, but we're all right.
Oh boy, that's going to be interesting.
Well, it's equal parts, so as long as I do equal parts, we're fine. What do we say? These are 3 ounces?
Something like that. Oh boy.
I got it. I'm a
Maybe
pro.
2.5.
I saw a few people saying, are you not going to talk about Sam's wedding? It's not on the list.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about Sam's wedding.
Don't worry.
What you doing? Talk to us here.
Here.
Okay. Included in the kit is cocktail mix and cranberry juice.
Okay, you don't need to read that part.
Mixing instructions. Well,
Nope.
what's in the full ingredient list? Here we go. Ben Chapman Canadian whiskey. Shout out to Canada. Amaretto
Oh,
and
Canada.
cranberry juice. So the cocktail mix is just the Canadian whiskey and the amaretto.
Oh, didn't Canada just get kicked out of the World Cup?
They did. Canada is, I don't think they've ever won a World Cup game.
They don't seem like the kind of country that wins awards.
They just don't seem like they're
Olympics.
great at that many sports other
They're
than
just-
hockey.
They're just nice.
I feel like they should be better at more Nordic sports.
No, because you have like the actual
The actual
Norway.
Nordic
Yeah.
countries, yeah.
Oh my God,
What?
Martha.
What?
We're heading to Tampa on Thursday for a wedding, but they're dropping the kids off at her mother-in-law's first.
Okay.
And the kids are going to go to Disney with their grandparents, but Martha said it's the first time alone with her husband in 10 years.
That's crazy. Congratulations. Enjoy the trip.
Whoa.
Yeah, Canada's good at hockey, not soccer.
Also, Desi rubbing that in. She said, my youth saved me today. I drank a whole bottle of wine last night while watching Christmas movies, and I feel totally okay.
Nice.
I would need 3 days.
Yeah, that changes once you hit 30.
Yeah, enjoy it.
People used to tell me that all the time.
I didn't believe him.
Yeah, me neither. It's true though. There were people that told me that would change at like 25, and that didn't happen to me.
No, I just was awful through. I think I got better between 28 and 33, and then something else happened.
All right, so shots are being poured up. These are, like Carla Marie said, the red and snappy. And even though we're celebrating Eat a Red Apple Day, it doesn't seem like there's any apple in this shot.
I think it's going to taste like an apple.
But it is red and it is snappy. We'll see if it tastes like apple soon.
Okay, are you ready?
All right, Carla Marie, cheers to you. Cheers to Seattle Cocktail Club. And most importantly, cheers to everyone who got us through Hype Train Level 7 today. I think we capped,
You had a real MVP.
we got through 6 and landed in 7. Cheers, Carla Marie. That's pretty good. That's really good, actually.
Whoa.
That is really, really good.
I hate whiskey, and that was so good.
Yeah. You definitely, like, this is going to sound weird.
Burns.
You feel the whiskey.
Yeah, but not in a bad burn.
Yeah.
Not in a...
Like, you know you're drinking whiskey, but it does not taste like whiskey at all. If that somehow makes sense in your brain without drinking this.
I like that. I'm going to order... I'm going to say the next time I go to a bar, can I have a red and snappy?
That's the one question I do have when we take all these shots is how many bartenders off the top of their heads actually know how to make these shots? Or do I have to tell the bartender, like, oh, this is 1 part amaretto or whatever? Because I feel like if I went to Shingletown here in Ballard, they would not know.
No. But if you go to one of the Sip and Santa bars, I bet they know.
Maybe.
We're doing that tonight. Did you know?
What?
Michelle and I decided.
Doing what?
We're going to one of the Sip and Santas tonight.
Okay, cool. Enjoy.
It was whiskey, amaretto, cranberry juice, but it was specifically Ben Chapman Canadian whiskey. If you go to seattlecocktailclub.com/CMA, all the recipes are usually up there.
All right, moving on, though. Again, there is a reminder. We are 30 minutes away, about 30 minutes away, from closing the You Look Great store for good for the year. That's it. So these limited edition You Look Great sweaters, hats, stuff we got behind us. Move that way, Carla Marie. All of those things, they are all going to be gone in 30 minutes. So if you've not gone to youlookgreat.co, we will let you leave the stream. You can do that because by the time the stream is over, the store will be closed. And one of the reasons we can't push it back any further is our manufacturer and distributor needs time to collect everything, print everything, and get it out as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't thrilled that we asked to extend it to begin with.
He said that's fine just because he has to order today.
Yeah.
He said a lot of the companies that make the blanks are a little bit behind on shipping. So.
Yeah. But we should still be good.
Lisa said, are you guys happy with how the store did? I'm curious how many neon beanies sold. I'll be honest with you. I stopped checking a few days ago because I knew it was going to start giving me anxiety.
Yeah.
The numbers, and I was like, I don't need to know. I'm just going to keep promoting. I don't need to know where we're at. So I don't have an exact number right now. We will check. I'll look at how many neon beanies sold. I'm also curious because neon is very polarizing for people. So I'm curious how that did. But we knew this was going to be probably, I'd say, the least amount of sales we've had in any launch.
Yeah,
right?
probably.
Because we were like, okay, well, the store's been around for a while. Also, it's the holidays, so people are spending their money on gifts.
Yeah, especially around Black Friday and Cyber Monday, everyone's asking for your money, and you're probably planning on shopping. Things are expensive.
Yeah.
So we get it. And we never want anyone to feel like they have to buy something just so that we can, eat dinner every night.
It would be, I'm kidding. We can still eat. Don't worry.
Yeah, we can't eat breakfast, but we can eat dinner. We have a dinner budget every day. What you doing over there, Carla Marie?
I had to add that to something. We're good.
Okay. Let's see. Martha said, I'm so excited for my zip up. And then I think it was Drown You Out was asking, Drown You Out is trying to make a decision, Carla Marie.
We got you.
Between the neon pink and the neon green.
Do you want it just for fun or do you want it for walking a dog? I think if you're buying it because you're like, I'm going to be outside in the dark, go with the green.
Yes.
That will always stand out. But if you're buying it just for fun, the pink, it's just, I don't have anything that is that color pink. So
that
it's nice to
bright
have
pink.
Something like a beanie that it's not like a shirt you're going to get sick of. It's something you're going to wear a few months out of the year.
Yeah.
It's bright. It's fun. When it's gloomy outside, go with the pink. But if you want it for I'm going to be walking a dog or going for a morning run, neon green.
So if you want it for utility, neon green. Diana in Vermont, thank you very much for resubbing with Prime, giving us those Bezos bucks. Thank you. Mary Alexis C, thank you for the follow. And I think that we're all caught up now. Yes, we are all caught up. What you doing?
I had a list of things I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
We can do some tomorrow. But where do we want to start?
Let's start with
Sam's wedding? Or no?
No, we're going to go backwards for a second. Bianca, thank you very much for resubbing with Prime and giving us those Bezos bucks. So on the way from the hotel we stayed at for Sam's wedding to the airport so that we can get back here to Seattle.
First of all, I was on the struggle bus. I didn't sleep, stayed awake, and I felt I was so scared I was going to throw up in the lift. So I had so much anxiety. And it's crazy because I didn't drink that much. But my body was so run down by the time that wedding came. So I didn't sleep, but I also had a gummy at 8 p.m., a caffeine gummy. So that didn't help. But I woke up and I was like, I'm going to throw up in this lift. And if I don't throw up in the lift, I'm going to throw up on the airplane. So I had so much anxiety. So we get in this lift. I don't say a word for the 40-minute drive. I just tried to sleep.
Yes.
But I listened to everything.
We get into the Lyft, and for the Uber, no Lyft. And for the first, I'd say 5 to 10 minutes of this 50-minute ride, it was silent. And it was great.
Oh, it was so nice.
It was awesome.
It was also 4:45 a.m.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, the driver just decided to unload every sad or weird thing he could possibly tell us with his time remaining in that car.
I don't and I kind of, maybe I was still drunk. He was talking about almost getting murdered and kidnapped. Right?
Yes. So he started very, I don't know, innocently.
Yes.
Started talking about his dogs.
Oh, he was like, I have 12 puppies at my house. I'm like, that's when I was fired up.
He had like 5 Cocker Spaniels. That's how you say it, right? Cocker Spaniels? Is that what the dog is?
Yes.
Okay. And then I guess they had puppies. So now he's got like 12 dogs at his house. Okay, great. You've got a bunch of dogs. If you're a dog breeder, do whatever you do. I'm not going to jump into that.
I would.
Because then very quickly he went from talking about how much he loves his dogs and how fun they are and how smart they are to the fact that he also has chickens and ducks.
But somebody ate the chickens.
But one day when he was at work, I guess his roommate is supposed to make sure that the ducks and the chickens and the Cocker Spaniels don't mingle. The roommate didn't do that. And the dogs ate all the chickens. Just murdered them. So very quickly, keep in mind, this is before 5 o'clock in the morning. This guy is telling us about his murderous Cocker Spaniels and his slaughtered flock of birds.
And from what I remember, he was being like pretty descriptive about it. Because I remember being like, I can't hear this right now in my head.
Yeah.
He was talking about and then one he never found. He doesn't know if it escaped or what happened.
Oh yeah, he said one of the birds may have gotten out alive on its own and flown away. But again, keep in mind, this is before 5 o'clock in the morning. This is super early.
Let me tell you, normally, I could jump in and, kind of help Anthony or, even just be like, oh, I don't want to hear that. But I was so, afraid to throw up if I spoke that I was just, kind of just leaving him out to dry. And Anthony had to deal with the whole conversation.
So that now he's started with the Cocker Spaniels. He's moved to his slaughtered flock of birds. And on the tail end of his dead birds, he starts telling us about how he's doing Uber now because he used to be a barber, but he had to stop being a barber because he was an alcoholic, and he almost killed himself drinking. And then when he stopped drinking, his hands swelled up or something as part of his withdrawal, and then he had to take a break from being a barber and gave his shop to someone else. And then he started going on and on about all of his trials and tribulations as a drunk.
This is where I think I really zoned out.
And I'm like, oh yeah, man, that's tough. That's crazy. So I'm glad you're good now. He's like, yeah, sometimes I still think about drinking, but I don't do it. And I'm like, oh, that's good. And there's and now I don't have any of my old friends because all of my old friends made me drink, so I had to lose all of them. And I was like, yeah, that's smart. It's got to be a tough decision. Yeah, but I have no friends now, and I've got nothing but my Cocker Spaniels. I'm like, okay.
Wait.
Oh, man.
This is where it takes a real dark turn, though.
Then there's a little bit of quiet.
Yes, there was. I was like, thank God.
Maybe 5 minutes. Maybe 5. And out of nowhere, he starts asking if we're familiar with, the North Brunswick area of New Jersey.
And I'm like, yeah, I am, but I'm not saying a word.
So we said yes. Or I said yes, at least. And he mentioned some park that's there. I guess it's like a preserve or it's part of Rutgers' campus, something like that. He's like, have you ever been there? And I said no. He goes, oh, well, one time I was there. And the first time I went, I sat in my car and I didn't get out. Great story. Then he says, I went a second time and I took a little bit of a walk. And then when I was going back to the parking lot, there were two guys smoking weed, and they asked me if I wanted some, and I hadn't smoked weed in a little bit, so I said sure. And he went over and started smoking weed with these guys.
Has this guy ever been in a DARE program?
He said, then the one guy who I was smoking weed with just disappeared. And then I got back to my car, but by the time I got back to my car, I was feeling a little woozy. And I thought that they may have laced my weed with something. So I start to drive.
Well, he said he like kind of sat in the car for a bit, but then he was like, I got to get out of here. It's going to get worse.
So then he started to drive, and then he realized there were two cars following him. And in one of the cars was one of the guys that he was smoking with. He was like, I think they're trying to kill me. He starts telling us this whole story about how he had an old client that he used to cut her hair or something. So he called her, stopped at her house, ran inside, and the two cars were like waiting outside for him, and then they left. But it was just...
He basically made it sound like they were going to take his body, cut out his organs, and sell them.
But then he started talking about how people in that area, he went on like the missing persons list, and there were a bunch of people who like went missing in that area, and they've never been found. And again, all of this before 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, Juan wants to know, how long is this drive? No, it was by that point, it was a 40-minute drive.
Yeah.
So we got in the Uber at 4:45.
So still very, very early, before 5:30, because we were at the airport by 5:25.
It was
wild.
I could not wait to get out of that car. We got out of that car, and that's when I looked at Anthony and said, I'd rather have someone preach religion to me.
Yeah.
Because that's what we talked about last week on the show.
And I didn't need any of it, even if it was like prime rush hour or something. I didn't need any of that at that time in the morning.
It was something.
Yeah. Did you run out of that Lyft? Unfortunately, we couldn't because he had our luggage, so I had to wait.
Smile.
Why am I smiling?
I'm just going to do one last post.
Of what?
Our outfits.
Oh, okay.
Des wants to know if that's was it Des that asked? If this is the beanie from the store. You can't.
You can't really.
Because the light that is on our faces is so bright that it's hard to see it. If you get closer to the camera, it's not going to focus on that.
Yeah. This is the light pink, not the neon pink, and I'm a big, big fan of it. It's like a muted pink.
Yeah, you were like, I'm taking that one.
Yeah, this is my hat now.
Before we move on to the next thing on the list, I emailed you a photo just now.
Oh, okay.
If we can discuss that,
sure. Yeah, I could pull that in.
That'd be great.
All right. Well, you got to talk while I do that.
No, I know. When are we talking about Sam's wedding?
Sure, go for it.
Now?
Yeah.
Okay. This is gonna sound really mean first. Sam and William are two of the most aloof humans. No. The two most aloof humans I know. To the point where I was like, are we sure they booked the venue for this day? Like, that's how the two of them function.
I mean, it's part of their
That's not
appeal, kind of.
I thought you were using that photo. Sorry. It is. But normally there's like one person in the relationship who is like Excel spreadsheet, and the other person that's like, our flight's in 5 minutes, we'll make it. They're both, our flight's in 5 minutes, we'll make it. Mm-hmm. So I was very concerned. So my expectations going into this wedding were like, if there's food, I'll be happy.
Okay.
It was so much fun. There was a 12-piece band. I normally hate bands at weddings. They were amazing. Like, we all loved it. We danced the night away. Great time. There were 2 photo booths. Normally, I'm like, don't do a photo booth at weddings because then people aren't on the dance floor. But we all loved both photo booths. Like, I have so many fun photos. One was like where it's just actually photos, and another one was that 360 cam that like makes you feel like you're on the Grammys red carpet because that's where it first like premiered. Mm-hmm. So we got to do that with like some of the Elvis show, some of our really great friends. It was so cool. And I think a lot of it for us was like, it was a bit of reunion. That was my first time I saw Elvis in 3 years in person, which because of COVID, anytime we'd go back, we couldn't go up to the studio. And if we did, he may have been doing the show from home. So we do the wedding, walking down the aisle, and I'm like, obviously tearing up. They got married. I see Elvis. I hug him and I start bawling.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Why?
He's like, are you okay? I'm like, I miss you guys. And then I like collect myself, and then Scotty hugs me and I start crying again. Josh hugs me. I was just like, I couldn't even. My emotions were so high at that point.
It was great. Like, it helps when you go back home in general.
Yes.
And it was something that I never really put into words, but when I read Charlemagne's book, his first book, Black Privilege, he talks about going and kind of recharging where you came from.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
going
true.
back to where you're from and you recharge a little bit. He's from South Carolina. He talks about that. And I always do feel recharged when I go back to New Jersey because that's where it all started for me.
Yeah.
You know, that's where my family is. That's where my people are. And on top of that, after being recharged from being
With family.
with my family for, 7 days or whatever it was, then getting to see my other family, my
cried.
radio family, and seeing Scotty, Brody, Josh,
Yeah.
Andrew, Scary. I think I said Scary twice, maybe. I don't know. Elvis, Danielle.
That's when I also
Sam,
cried.
And then the newer family members that we didn't get to necessarily work directly with, like Deanna and Diamond and Allie.
Yeah.
I guess we did work with Allie directly,
Little bit.
but all of them, like, there's such joy that I felt in just seeing them.
No, it was just, and Josh and I were like getting deep with conversations.
Oh, cool.
And we were talking about how he's like, what was that bar we used to go to all the time? And I was like, Little Town. And he was like, man, I was like, we blacked out every time we went to that bar. He's like, I know. And he said, you know what's crazy? He's like, I'm so happy that those days happened. He's like, but I'm also so sad that that's never going to happen again. Like,
No.
yeah, we can go out and party, whatever, but it's never going to be, he's like, we all had like radio in common and like we'd leave work and go together. And I was like, I almost started crying all over again.
There was one day that we left Little Town. I'll never forget this. Josh was with us, and Josh and I used to be roommates. And we got back to Jersey City from Hoboken, and I turned around, and Josh was like, gone. I was like, where did this guy go? And I found out he's just laying in the middle of the street for no reason. He was like trying to hide for no reason.
It was the best of the best times. And one of the things I said, Josh, that's the restaurant we took you to when we were convincing you to move from Brooklyn to Jersey City.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked.
There was a question from, who was it? Someone asked, Angela said, was Greg T there?
It was not.
There were a lot of people, because of the time, because it was Black Friday, there were a lot of people that were invited but just could not make it.
Yeah, like Gandhi was with family somewhere else.
And and Greg T's from Jersey, like technically he could have made it, but that's family time.
Yeah.
And what Sam understood very quickly was, even if they're around, there are going to be people who are going to prioritize whatever tradition they have with their family, and that is totally okay. Like, Nate was invited, Nate couldn't make it.
I didn't come to most of the bridal party went to the hotel the night before the wedding. I didn't, because that was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I got there at the ass crack the next day to get ready. And it was just like, it was such a beautiful day. Like, the weather held, it poured in the morning, and then literally, when I tell you, like, the last bridesmaid's dress got zipped, the sun came out, we walked outside, it was like warm, and then it turned into freezing. So some of those photos that you'll see of all of us outside, the girls were so cold. We were hiding behind all the guys, and
it was chilly.
And I went the whole day. I went about 6 to 7 hours in my bridesmaid's dress, living life, no problem.
Also, didn't shout him out. Garrett, we got to see him and his wife, Allie. And seeing Garrett makes me happy as well.
And Garrett and you were trying to get the band to have me sing doot, doot, doot.
Yes.
Doot, 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 doot. And I was like, no. And they're like, and Garrett's like, no, she wants to sing it. And I was
we
like,
were just pointing like this the whole time.
Like maniacs. Like, we were at a One Direction show, and they were trying to get Harry Styles to look at me.
I didn't know that this was a thing, but a lot of people in the chat are talking about it. Apparently, Gandhi. Oh yeah, Ronnie was there as well.
Ronnie,
that warmed my heart. But I guess Gandhi had to post that she was friends with Sam because people were trying to spread rumors that they weren't friends. But here's the interesting thing. Did people post that about Nate? Probably not, because people want to feel like there's drama between women all the time.
Yep.
Just let them live.
Also, if they did hate each other and you didn't invite her to her wedding.
Not hit.
If they did hate each other and Sam didn't invite Gandhi to her wedding, it's nobody's business.
Can you move this way a little bit?
But that's not what happened. Okay, so right before we're about to walk down the aisle, when I tell you we've just been hanging out in like the bridal suite for I don't know how long, Sam had got me a buzz ball as a joke. And if you know, at her bachelorette party, that's what I drank, and I got so sick.
I think Buzzballs should give me an endorsement.
They should. So I said, this is what we're going to do. The Buzzballs are these tiny little drinks. I put 10 straws in the little hole, kind of like a fishbowl, and I was like, where everyone take a sip out of a straw, take it out, and throw it out. This way we're not all drinking out the same straw. So we're all like taking almost like a shot of a Buzzball.
Okay.
So I was like, pull your straw out, hand it to me. Well, one of the people who pulled their straw out, you know when you have, like, you drink something, there's still liquid in the straw?
Yes.
They handed it to me kind of like covered, and I took it, and it just went all over my bridesmaid's dress. And not just water, because so these were like
And
satin
these like
silk.
silky, yeah.
So water can stain. So now I'm like, oh crap. So I start dabbing with water. And then
How do you do that with water?
Megan and baby Jake start taking napkins for 5 minutes and doing this to make me dry because they're like, bridesmaids, down the stairs. And we're like, so luckily it was on the side. I didn't have to switch sides with my groomsmen. There were 2 bridesmaids with 1 groomsman. I like kind of hid it behind him, but the room was so dim you couldn't even see it.
Yeah.
So it worked out. But I was like, I literally went this entire day wearing this dress while eating, having champagne, redoing, like touching up makeup, whatever. Nothing.
Listen,
5
the
minutes
longer you have people dressed and ready to go, the more opportunity they are going to have to ruin that thing that they dressed for.
It's crazy.
It's just the way it works.
It is absolutely crazy. I don't know what I would do on my wedding day. Like
And
a white dress, goodbye.
You know how many groomsmen I've talked to or grooms who said, I got my wedding party ready too early and they just kept drinking after that? And then someone like passes out or someone has a terrible best man speech. The longer you keep people ready, the more opportunity you have for things to go wrong.
So on wedding days, there's a lot of hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
That happened at my sister's. That happened at Sam's. It was like, hurry up, get here. Oh, no, we're actually going to do that in an hour. Oh, wait, hurry up and get here. We're ready to do photos. Oh, we still have to wait for whatever. Like that always happens. So
Mergen said only drink clear things and eat things that can't stain. But with those dresses that the bridesmaids were wearing.
Water was staining some of it. So it was crazy. But our dresses were from Beholden, which is Anthropologie's like bridal line.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. And when I first saw that dress on the website, I was like, I'm not wearing a ruched dress. Like, is this
what?
2004? Like, where it bunches? Ruched is where
Ruched.
like where it
Spell that.
Ruched.
Ruched. Okay.
Where it like bunches. And then I tried it on and I was like, oh my God, I love this. So Colleen, the person I'm closest to in the wedding, also had the same dress. So that was fun because everyone got to pick a different style.
A couple things we are going to continue. We're going to wrap up the Sam wedding talk. We also didn't mention that seeing Sam and William made our hearts warm as well, but that's a given. We were at their wedding.
Yeah.
There is 15 minutes left for the You Look Great store. Claire and Olympia put the link in the description, not in the description, in the chat. If you're watching this on YouTube later, store's already closed, so don't worry about looking in the description there. Sam and William did a great job putting that wedding together. There were so many moving pieces, and it was great. Savannah, their dog, did walk down the aisle. Did great, I guess, for a dog.
Yeah. William's sister walked Savannah down the aisle with a groomsman, but their trainer was there who like took her home, and she stayed with her for the night. There were so many tiny details that were so very much Sam and William that it was perfect. William came out and played the trumpet at the end of Sam's first dance with her dad.
That was awesome.
I was like, oh my God. Then Sam and William surprised everyone and sang the beginning of Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Mm-hmm.
There's a video posted of me screaming, what
I need to explain.
happening?
I need to explain how this happened, though.
Yeah.
Because it's not like they just took a mic and started performing.
It was so good.
They both had microphones in front of the band, and they were doing like a little thank you.
Yeah.
Right? William did his part, and then Sam jumped in, did a quick thank you, and said, I know, that even for the Grinches of the world, today, since it's the day after Thanksgiving, kicks off the official like holiday season. And then real quick, she threw in like the first couple lines of Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas. And she did a great job.
Yeah.
But everyone thought that was like the joke.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that was funny, cute. Okay, let's move on. And then they kept going.
Yeah, like William did the next line, and we were like I know Sam can sing.
Yeah.
I've always known Sam has a great voice. She went to musical theater, high school. Like I know Sam can sing.
Performing arts high school.
Yeah. William, I didn't know he could sing, and he was like belting. Like
it was great.
They were so good,
and they did the whole song.
They didn't do the whole song.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't. There's videos of me dancing with Sam to that song. They only did the beginning.
Oh,
and then the band took over, and Sam came out running.
Oh,
with
okay.
This. They did like the first part before the music kicks in, and like when you listen to the videos, yes, they're great. The crowd reaction. Yeah. I'm looking at you. Then all of a sudden, Andy, I hear you go to me. Are they playing? No. Our bridesmaid was like, "Is this Toto Africa?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Also, why is the lead singer talking about their background singers? Like, this is weird. And I go walking over there, and it's Andy. Elvis's
Andrew.
former assistant, Andrew from Serial Killers, singing. And I'm like screaming for you to come over. You were with Ronnie or Elvis.
Yeah.
And I was like, come watch this. And it was Andrew just living the dream.
Yeah. And he did a great job. And then Sam's sister sang a little bit, but that's besides the point in terms of the karaoke performances we saw. Someone asked about Baby Jake and how he did as the officiant of the wedding. And he did, as much as I love making fun of Jake, because I just love him as a person, he did such a good job. It was so good. He was funny. He was heartfelt. He knew them so well.
Yeah.
It was great.
Not right before, earlier in the day, you were supposed to practice with him, but he didn't get a chance to get to the hotel. I was like, Jake, we have time. Do you want to run it by me? And he's like, yes. So he starts doing it. I start laughing at certain parts. I'm like, dude, you're going to have to pause for laughter. If I'm laughing right now, a crowd is going to laugh and then encourage each other to laugh. You've got to keep that in mind. He's like, okay. And then he wanted to add something, and he's like, my handwriting's bad. So I had a handwrite on his script. That's the video he put.
Didn't Garrett send something too?
That's what it was.
Oh,
Garrett had a great line for him to add, and I added that.
I love that it was like a team effort.
It was so good. But Jake, oh my God, it was so... And then I didn't get to hear the last half of it because I didn't have time. I had to go run and do photos. So there was still a part of it that was a surprise for me, which was great. But
you know what? I just realized, as I said, I'm glad that it was a group exercise, basically. I think that really does encapsulate the energy and the love of Elvis's show.
Yeah.
There are so many talented people at that show. Like, every single person in their role is probably the best at what they do. Like, Gandhi and Danielle could not be better co-hosts for Elvis.
No.
Like, Scary could not be a better producer. Like, there's no one that can fill any of those roles. And as talented as all of those people are, all of them will be the first ones to tell you that they are that talented and that good because they get help from everyone else.
Yeah. No, it's 100% true. And
that's like that encapsulates the larger energy of that show in that one little anecdote.
And those are the kind of things that apply outside of the classroom as well. Like at a wedding.
Yeah.
And Jake, after the ceremony, was like, I looked over at you and I saw you bawling. And I was like, I don't know. He's like, I got her, but also I don't want to start crying. And then he almost said he started getting choked up at one point.
Did he? He did a good job.
I had to have Colleen hand me a tissue in the middle of it. It was during Sam's vows. They got me good.
But yeah, that's the best recap we can do. I'm sure on Elvis's show at some point this week they'll talk about.
There's a video posted. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but
about everything.
It was so fun.
Just a great job.
Yeah.
And I know Allie was like running around because Allie does all the social media for Elvis's show. She was running around grabbing a bunch of stuff and tagging people and just did a great job.
Yeah.
The picture, I didn't grab a lot of pictures, and even my friend Hav messaged me and was like, no posts from Sam's wedding. Were you even there?
I got to do more.
But the one picture that I was really excited to take was me, Jake, and Deanna, because we are the 3 generations of video producers for Elvis's show.
Yeah.
And me, Sam, no, sorry, why did I say Sam? Elizabeth, Andrew, and I have also taken those pictures because we're the 3 generations of Elvis assistants.
Yeah.
So now I have basically both of my trees, if you will. Like they talk about coaching trees in the NFL. I have both of my trees.
It's cool.
Right there.
Yeah, no, I have so many more photos to post. I was also kind of like waiting to get the professional ones back. But I got a whole set. I got Thanksgiving photos I need to post. I mean, the content I'm going to have for days.
Yeah. Sonali said, that's why I always say all great teams are the product of a team effort. If one person succeeds, everyone succeeds. And that is the one thing, because a lot of people ask us about working for Elvis, especially when we travel around and see different radio people, because Elvis, I mean, everyone here for the most part knows him in some capacity. Even if you've listened to us in Seattle, you've heard us talk about him enough. Elvis is like a god in radio. And when people find out that you worked for his team, they always have questions, because a lot of people in radio have worked with terrors of hosts. Even if they seem really nice on the radio, they rip people apart off this behind the scenes. They treat people like garbage. They steal ideas and don't give credit. Like, they do all of that. So everyone wants to get the dirt on Elvis when they meet us.
Good luck.
And
There is none.
there are only so many ways we can possibly say, like, no, he doesn't do any of those things.
Yeah, and I say
He's
this all the
so
time.
incredible.
He has yelled at me, but I more than deserved it.
Of course, just because you get reprimanded does not mean the person is terrible.
And it's not like I was like, I don't want to go to work, I'm going to get yelled at. It was
No.
never that. It was, I screwed something up, and he was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And totally normal, because I've did the same thing to interns and whatever. It's
Yeah.
just like, that's the nature of the business, but it was never an uncomfortable place to work.
And the thing that
was
Elvis does
always
really
welcoming.
well is Elvis always gives people time to shine,
Mhm.
right? There are hosts who don't let anyone shine because they're so nervous that they're going to be upstaged or something. That's never been a care for Elvis. And it shows because he lets everyone shine and understands everyone's got a season, everyone's got a day in the light, and it's still the Elvis Duran show.
Shayna said the dirt on Elvis is fairy dust.
Yeah,
So
basically.
true. I am concerned though. A lot of people saying you didn't post anything on your stories.
Nothing.
Can you?
Like right now? No.
No, like today.
Maybe.
You should post a picture with me.
So that's why you want me to post something. Okay. Yeah, I didn't post. I was actually, when I was telling Hav that I indeed did not post, but still went to the wedding, because things do happen if you don't post about them. But I was telling him that when we took our break from the podcast and from Twitch, because our last day was Wednesday with the
Yeah.
podcast, which really means Tuesday night was the last day we did
Yeah.
anything. If it wasn't for our store being open, I don't think I would have looked at social media. I was so excited to take a break from news and content and things that I don't think I would have even opened up any of those apps. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I don't open up Facebook, but you get the point.
Liz said, I was so stressed that Anthony got COVID and couldn't go because I didn't see any
Nope,
pics.
I was good. I want everyone to know that if I don't post on social media, I'm not dead.
I mean, it's true. He didn't post about my birthday for months and I was alive.
Yeah. So was I the whole time. Anthony, how is your dad feeling? So I did talk about the fact that my dad got COVID. He had 2 bad days. And it's funny because I felt bad. Had so many people not been visiting, my parents would have been able to kind of like split the levels of the house, and my dad would have been able to walk around a little more freely, but still isolate away from my mom. But I was staying there. My brother Michael was staying there. My 2 cousins from Florida and my aunt and my uncle from Florida also were all staying at the house. So my dad basically stayed in his bedroom for 5 straight days.
Yeah, it's tough.
And I know he was going crazy at the end. I know it. And I just had to, for 2 days, listen to him, cough up a lung in his bedroom.
It's tough.
But he's
Especially
good.
at the holidays.
He is negative and what's it called? Symptom free and back at work now.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. But he also lucked out. I think
Yeah.
I said this last week. My dad works in jewelry, so this is the season to make like all the money for the year. And if he had to miss a week down the road,
Yeah.
like God forbid, the week before Christmas, I mean,
You'd have to go in there.
I would. I'd literally have to go work the 13-hour days in the store.
Could you do
for
it
him.
right now with no problem?
I would have to call him from time to time. But as long as everything is priced properly, I could handle it. I still know enough. And I think once I got in there, like I might go work for him for a couple days after we're done.
I'll do it. Can I be a model?
What do you think happens in a jewelry store?
No, not like every day. I mean, I think you need some new. I got 2 pieces from there. I can go do some earring picks.
4 minutes left, by the way, for the You Look Great store, so that we can eat for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I'm gonna come in. We're gonna do some photos.
What you were talking about?
I got some jewelry from there. We could show it off. I'll
You
run
could,
the Insta.
you could show it off now,
I'll do an Instagram takeover.
but you could do all of that now if you wanted to. But yeah, if you want to work for my dad, go for it.
Okay.
I'm sure he'd love to have you.
A lot of people still talking about photos. Like Lisa said, and this is one of the things I was saying wedding day to all the bridesmaids is that, other way.
Oh, this one?
When you're a bridesmaid, she said, I didn't even have my phone on me until we got to happy hour. It's sad
Yeah.
because you miss pics, but you're in the moment. And I was like, that is the weirdest thing. I kept saying, I was like, it's so weird not having your phone on you. But also, I do not take photos during a ceremony. Anyway.
Oh, also, I had my phone at the table, but Seton Hall was playing.
Oh, I have a picture of that.
So I was watching if I was looking at my phone, I was watching the Seton Hall game. I didn't take it around with me, and I didn't make it a point to like sit at the table and watch. But if it was downtime and we were
Right.
eating, it was there for me.
I also don't have many photos once I didn't post anything really once the reception started because I was not going to be on my phone posting. My whole thing is I capture all the stuff and then I do my best to post at another point in time because you can't.
Mhm.
Yeah. Where would you put your phone if you're in the wedding? In the bridal suite. There's like a room that you keep all your stuff.
And then you just keep it at your table.
And then I went and got it and put it at the table. Yeah.
Let's see. What else do we have in the chat? Oh, the other thing, I don't know if anyone, let us know in the chat if you've done this yet. I know one person did last week, and I can't remember who it was. I apologize. Twitch has a new feature called Guest Star.
Yes.
And we've gotten early access to Guest Star. So what happens is you in the chat can open up this feature if you have verified your account with your phone number. And you can then choose to either join us through that feature with just your voice or with a video. We're keeping it audio only right now because we don't want you to feel like you have to be, primed and ready for video. No. It's a big thing for a lot of people. Apparently everyone has it on Twitch now. Scotty got verified. Scotty, if you want to try to call us, we don't know how this actually works on our end yet, but if you want to try to call us, we will test that out now just so we can see how it kind of sounds and works.
I just put the Instagram to your dad's jewelry store in there. A lot of people are asking.
Thank you, Carla Bray.
Miguel in Miami. When you go to set up guest star, it'll say you need to verify your account, and then all you need to do is put a phone number.
Can you try it with your phone? Have you verified it?
Remember what was happening?
All right.
My phone number is connected to the Carla Marie Anthony Show account.
Oh, we have 10 people that have requested to join. Now, where do I even see that?
Go to the dashboard.
Yes, I'm going. No, that's not it.
I'm gonna think of more things from Sam's wedding tomorrow. I know it.
All right, start guest star. Got it. Oh, request. There we go. Whoa, that is cool. That is cool.
But look what it's showing as our video.
Well, we're not going to use that. That's what they're going to see, but it doesn't really matter. I don't think. We're going audio only. Hold for a second. Mod settings, audio and video. We are doing.
Whoa, this is so cool. Oh my God, it's 9 o'clock. Stores closed. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah. Kwanzaa.
All right, well, we'll leave that for now.
What else is there?
Scotty said he was the first one that commented, right? So let's put Scotty in the queue, and it says waiting for guests to connect. And then I think I have to.
Scotty's gonna pop our guest star cherry.
Yep, you took it there, and he will.
I feel like I haven't said that about something in 10 years.
Oh, Scotty's ready. Hold on, I have to add one thing here. Sources.
You sure you have to do that?
Yeah, I think I do. Source.
I love
browser source.
I love getting new things. Oh my God. I think we're gonna have to talk about the amount of things I bought for Black Friday and Cyber Monday Monday. Not one of them were a gift.
Okay. Close.
I did get a Christmas gift for Anthony.
Now, slot guest. Slot.
Festivus.
Do I have to drag it? How does this thing work?
Ooh, KitchenAid, Lisa.
Scotty, I promise I'm trying to get you in. It says you're in the queue.
Well, in the meantime.
Oh, send. Here it is. Hello.
Does something need to be up on the road? I don't believe so. Oh, he's joining. Hold on.
Okay.
What's that now? Oh!
Wait.
Hold on. Yeah, hang on one second.
Allow access.
Do you hear us, Scotty?
Oh, it pauses Twitch too. This is great.
You sound so crisp.
Do you have headphones on? Oh, wait.
Oh.
Hold on. They're saying they can't hear you. Do me a favor, Scotty. Count to 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. You don't hear any feedback now, do you, Scotty?
I don't hear feedback now.
Okay.
Whoa. This is super clear. Now, did you say you had headphones on? I missed that.
No, he does not.
I have no headphones on. I'm literally on my iPhone XR, and I'm on speakerphone. So
this is
clear
pretty
there.
cool.
It's going to be amazing for people who have good phones.
Wow, this is going to put the radio biz out of business.
This is pretty damn cool. The fact that you don't have to do anything else, because obviously we'll still have our phone line for people who don't have Twitch verified or whatever. But was it simple on your end other than waiting for me to figure this out?
It was super easy, and what's also really cool is that you can choose whoever you want to talk to at that time, because you obviously have control over
Yeah.
who's requesting, and you get to say, you know what, I want to pick that person because I know that person does X,
Yeah.
Y, Z, and no one else can get offended because you can just say, like, look, we're doing things in order. They don't need to know.
Wow, this is so cool. This is so cool. So, Scotty, what I want to do is I want to
Yeah.
go through and see how many people, because there are a lot of people that have requested. I want to see if we
Yeah.
can get anyone else on. So, thank you very much for being
You're
our
our
first
first.
and testing this out with us. We appreciate it.
You guys look great. I adore you. Happy holidays. I love you guys.
You look great.
Love
we love
you.
you
You look
back.
great. Now, what do I do here?
Oh,
So, I've got a.
hit the hang up button.
Wait, no, that ends guest star. I don't want to do that.
No, but that ends this guest star.
No, I could end. No, hold on. Don't go anywhere, Scotty. I'm going to figure. Oh, wait. There's an X right there. Remove guest.
But I don't make sure it doesn't like kick him out of something.
No, he's good.
Okay.
Has anyone else requested? Because, like, I have 2 requests from
We can
Lisa. I don't
try
know if those
video.
are from today.
If someone wants to do video in the chat, let us know if you're willing to do video. I don't think you're going to see the view.
Oh, Vicky said try video next.
I know, but is she in there?
Who
Or
wants to
she's
try
just
it?
saying try video with somebody else.
That was so cool. Who wants to try video? Is there anybody?
You don't have to.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people who requested for audio. Keep in mind, though, I think the video you're going to see is Anthony's computer, not the GoPro.
Yeah, we'll figure that out later. Lisa said I can try it if you want. Let's do it, Lisa.
She's in there, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, she is.
I need to add one more browser source. It'll go here and something like that. I'll just put it here for now. It's not going to look as good as it could because
Martha
still
said she'll
figuring
do-
this out.
So many videos. Hey, do Lisa.
Hold, please. Just to get this ready. Okay.
All right.
So Lisa, I see her name here, and I can hit plus, which then puts her in queue. And when she says she's good to go, then
Wait, up to 5 guests at a time.
yeah, we could do like a whole game
I
show.
was just going to say, we could do games.
Yeah. All right, Lisa is getting ready. This is so cool. Now, obviously, when we're doing this for real, I'm not going to tell you all the steps. We'll just bring someone on.
Yeah.
But this is super cool. Oh, so they put the newer ones at the bottom. That's good to know.
Okay.
Because, like, I just got Martha's request.
You people who don't have profile photos, you better fix that.
But this is also great, too, because we know, obviously, the screen names. It all works.
I can't wait to see how many people we thought were guys and are actually women and vice versa.
Yeah, or the other way around. Okay, ready? Slot guest. Put in slot 1.
But it says no video. On her name, it had no video. I don't know what that means.
Oh, maybe she has to turn it on or something later.
Oh?
Wait.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, we can hear you.
Oh, wait. It says video disabled by requests. Maybe I have to change that in our settings.
Yeah, it says you guys disabled my camera.
Well, good morning, Lisa.
Hello.
This is so exciting. Is it clear on your end for like what you're hearing back from us?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is awesome. Anthony's
Very clear.
I'm working on figuring out how to get your video over here.
Okay.
Is Jen right there?
Yes, we're together. Hi. Yes, we're together. Hi. Oh, it says I'm live.
Wait, why is it doing feedback now?
I don't know.
It's like repeating everything, unless Jen is is just repeating everything you say. But I'm getting a feedback. That's so weird.
Maybe it's because my AirPods are on. Hold on.
It stopped though. It didn't happen that time.
Okay.
Oh wait, they are hearing an echo.
Yeah, I need to figure out. Maybe it's in our settings for video. So maybe that's why it's not letting me. Maybe I have to do it before the show starts
Okay.
to allow
But they're hearing an echo.
video
now.
access.
Why would that happen?
Oh, they're hearing it. Do me a favor, Lisa. Count to 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Let's see if anyone heard an echo there. I know this isn't like the most riveting stuff we can do, but
we're all in this together.
we're all figuring it out together. All right. Well, it's good to know
It's
that.
funny because I can see you guys live
Wait,
through Anthony's computer.
Oh, you can. Okay.
But
So
for
I
some,
can see Anthony, but I can only
That's
very
so
little
weird.
bit of Carla Marie.
you know what? It might be in the chat settings. Hold for 1 second.
Yeah, Thanks for being our test dummies here.
Pause.
course.
Chat appearance. Nope, not there.
I think when you first set it up, you set something for. Sorry, guys, that's my alarm to do a post about a
Yeah.
vibrator.
All right, well, we'll figure this out by tomorrow, and hopefully we can do. You know what would be really cool is to do a little check-ins with people from around the country, just
Yeah.
to see how people are doing. Get you on for like 20 seconds.
Oh, we could do national weather. That's what we're doing tomorrow.
All right, Lisa, thank you for testing this out with us. We appreciate you.
Of course. You
Um,
guys look great.
You look great.
Yeah, that'd be cool because especially if they do video, they can show out their window.
They could, I guess. We'll do national weather tomorrow.
Oh
I
no,
guess.
I love the Weather Channel though. I don't want to put them out of business.
Also, I want to talk about this real quick. So,
But wait, they're saying they see who the guest is. Where?
in the chat, maybe open up your Twitch app.
Oh.
Well, now there's no guest, so you're not going to see anything.
Oh, Martha. Yeah, Martha. Did you see her house for Christmas?
No.
They decorated it as a family, and in the photo, Mikey and the boys are wearing their you look great beanies,
Oh,
and
cool.
Martha's on the roof in a you look great hoodie. It's my favorite.
So, does it have a voice disguise for Dirty Little Secret? I actually do think so. There are different features you can put in and actually do live video or voice changes. But the way we used to do Dirty Little Secret in the past, when we started it on Power 93.3 back in 2016, was we would record off the air. Because a lot of these stories are like 20, 25 minutes. We're trying to get information out of it. Sometimes it's not told in order because we'll get a piece of a story and then have to put it back where it fit. But we could try to do a live one day. I don't know. It's an option. But we wouldn't do Dirty Little Secret.
We would do Sucio Pequeño Secret.
We would do your big fat secret.
No, can we please call it Sucio Pequeño Secret?
I don't know if changing the language protects us. But I do think we could do a completely different idea and not do Dirty Little Secrets. We could do Big Bad Secrets.
Big Bad Secret.
Because that's totally different.
No, I don't like that. I like Sucio Pequeño better.
We'll figure it out. Clean Big Secrets. We'll figure something out. And the good thing is we'll still be doing them for real.
Naughty Little Secrets. Ooh.
Especially around Christmas.
Maybe a Christmas Carol can
people
come
can
and
be on
kick
Carla
off.
Marie and Anthony's naughty list.
We're going to have to table this idea for next year, but I don't know what it is.
I don't
but
know. We
love
could
our
probably do
naughty
it this
list.
year.
Okay, well, Christmas Carol, I bet could kick off Naughty Little Secrets.
What kind of secrets do you think Christmas Carol has?
I don't know. I never met her. I hear great
And
things
it's
about
not
her.
Naughty Little Secrets. It's Carla Marie and Anthony's naughty list.
Yeah, but if we did Naughty Little Secrets, she could kick it off. I bet you that lady's seen some things.
I mean, she's been around for forever, right? So that would make sense. What is on the list here? That I
Oh,
can't see?
the thing I sent you, unless there's...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, we should do Thanksgiving food submission. Hold on, my phone's going to start going off with all kinds of alarms and things.
Why do you have so many alarms?
Because I have to remember to post things. I have a call in 20 minutes with T-Mobile.
Okay, well, real quick. We talked about this on Tuesday's show, I believe. There was a mom who, to basically bring food to their holiday dinner, I can't remember if it was Thanksgiving or Christmas, but to bring food
Cookies.
to their holiday dinner, you had to not only submit what you wanted to bring, but eventually before the dinner, you would have to submit the actual food, not just tell the person, hey, I'd like to bring, I don't know, tuna casserole. And the mom would then go through the food and she would approve and deny the submissions.
Like this is a college essay.
And the whole idea was this husband her son was in a crappy position because his wife was rejected more than 1 year for her cookie submission. So we do this whole story, and then I go to my aunt's house for Thanksgiving, and I go upstairs to say hello to my aunt. And she was like, I was panicking the other day when I was listening to your show
you
because
say
someone
which
told
aunt?
me,
Can you say which aunt?
Moral,
Okay.
my godmother.
Yeah.
She's the one who hosts Thanksgiving like every year since I don't know, probably 10 years in a row now. I was like, wow, what would I say about you? She was like, well, I saw on the screen did this mom ruin the holidays? And I was panicking because like I host, so I thought you were talking about me. And then you started talking about people needing to submit their food or their food submissions, and she pointed to her fridge. She has a whole Excel sheet of what dish is being brought to the house
But
and who
that's
is bringing
different.
it.
That's
And she's like-
completely
and she's-
different.
And she said she has had to reject people.
Because someone else already claimed a certain dish. You
So-
don't need 57 green bean casseroles.
And then once she listened to the story, she's like, oh, took her probably 15 minutes
Wait.
of listening to this.
Was she watching, or did a family member be like, you better go listen to this about you?
I think someone told her to watch. But
Sucio
was
Pequeño
panicking.
secret going on in the family.
But yeah, like you were saying, Carla Marie, she didn't have people submit things for her tasting.
Yeah.
But she does have an Excel sheet. And if you're the third person that says they're going to bring dessert or cookies, she'll be like, sorry, we have too many.
I completely agree with
Yeah.
that, because my family, the dessert is always the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, and normally
Because-
you're not making it.
Me?
No, I feel like dessert's an easy thing to buy and
Yes.
bring.
So we have 57 pies
Yeah.
every Thanksgiving, and there were 3 of us left.
Mhm.
So my cousin and I were like, well, I guess we're doing a pie sampling. And it's the easy thing to do. So I don't blame her.
Yeah,
It's totally different, but that's funny that she thought it was.
Yeah, it is totally different, and it's not. There's no malice in that. You can't be mad at someone who says, "Hey, we already have 3 people bringing, macaroni salad,"
She's looking out for the good of your belly.
and just not wasting it, because she's actually doing something to prevent people from getting their feelings hurt. Because if you have 3 of the same dish or 3 very
then it
similar
turns
dishes,
into I liked yours better.
exactly. And yes, and the cool thing with our family is I don't know if there is a lot of overlap, because we also have Middle Eastern dishes that are brought.
Mm.
So like someone does a turkey, someone does a ham, and then there's like 2 or 3 Middle Eastern dishes. Like,
Meftoul?
there was no meftoul. We did have mlachia, which you've had. That's the one with like they look like grape leaves
I never had that.
over rice. Yeah, my mom made it when she. Oh no, maybe she didn't make it when she was here.
Metluba?
No metlube,
Oh, lube.
which is just metlube it's
Flipped over.
called flipped over basically. That's because you make everything in one big pot and then you flip it over, and
What's
then
the
that's
other
how
thing?
you serve it.
How do you say Lebanon? I always say it
Lebne.
wrong. Lebne. I always say it wrong. Even I can make that at this point.
Mhm.
I'll bring that. JK, I'll bring some marinara sauce.
Some marinara. Although you did actually provide something for Thanksgiving this year.
Oh, your cousin texted me, but it was the day of the wedding. And my phone was broken. I couldn't respond to text messages.
Which
but
cousin?
Christina.
Oh, okay.
She was like, I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. Tell your mom thank you. They love the pumpkin squares. My mom's famous pumpkin squares.
They were very good.
Did you tell her then that Bobby Flay approved of my mom's
I
pumpkin
didn't.
squares?
No. I'll be honest. I sat in basically the same spot for the entire day, and I watched football.
Oh,
And then I put on the Seton Hall game for a little bit before I left.
Martha said she's impressed with I think she meant accent.
Probably. Tacoma Swifty said, speaking of the dish, since your cousin made it last time, good memory, Tacoma Swifty. How long is she in town with you guys? She is in town until tomorrow night. We were hoping to go to the Festival of Lights. What's it called? No, Festival of Lights is Hanukkah, right?
The lights at the zoo.
The light show at the zoo, but the zoo is closed on Mondays, and it doesn't open until 4 o'clock.
I mean, those
the rest
animals
of the
need a
week.
vacation today at some point.
So we're not going to be able to make that. But I think Carla Marie and I will go at some point.
You want to know what we did at my Thanksgiving?
No.
So let me tell you how we went from talking about drag queens to Anthony. So my niece, I don't know why it came up, but my niece was talking about how on Dancing with the Stars there was a drag queen this season. And she's
cool.
like, I was obsessed with her and watching her performances. They were so good. So we're watching them. And something came up about drag queen and performances. And it doesn't mean you're gay if you're a drag queen. Like, I was like, well, Anthony makes a great drag queen. And they were like, what? I'm like, well, there was a year on Halloween where we had a drag queen come into the studio and dress him. And then he performed. And I was like, this is the photo.
Yeah.
So I show a photo and it's you with Miss Gay Everett, Kelly Hunt, and me in my Halloween costume.
Yeah,
As
and they thought
far-
you were the drag queen.
Yes. So I show and they're like, oh my God, wow, Anthony like looks so good. Oh, and the Barbie's a drag queen too. And I was like, and my sister's like, yeah. And I was like, that's me. And now my family's dying. They're like, what? I'm like, guys, are you kidding?
That's funny.
They were like, I was going to say, that was a good drag queen. So then I finally find the video of you performing It's Raining Men.
Yes.
Pull it up on my computer and I'm like, here you go, family. And they're all like watching it and they're like, what? And my cousin was like, why is he so comfortable marching around the stage in heels? Then they were like, he's not a great singer. I was like, guys, he's a great singer. This clearly wasn't his song.
It's Raining Men is not an easy song to sing. And I was like strutting around. I was in heels. I was out of breath.
Yeah, it was something. Yeah, Shangela was the drag queen on Dancing with the Stars.
Shangela?
Yeah, her performances are insane.
Was she was performing and the dancers were dancing along to her performance? I'm confused.
You know how you have like Dancing with the Stars, you have a partner.
Yeah. Was Shangela a celebrity?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was so good.
'Cause
Like, go watch them.
But is Shangela like huge in the drag community?
I guess
is
so.
That why?
I decided after watching those, I was like, I'm gonna watch Dancing with the Stars next season.
I feel like not that the stars were always like superstars, but I feel like they've had like Peloton instructors on there
But
now.
guess
Like
what
it's
that
kind of
means?
weird.
But you know what that means?
What?
That we could do it.
No, probably not.
How cool would it be if we got to compete against each other?
Why don't you call your buddy?
Val.
Huh?
Val.
Oh, we do actually know some of the dancers, but I was gonna say Bobby Bones. He could put in as a former champ. He's got to be able to put in a good word.
Yeah, but he shook up that show so much they don't like him anymore, I think.
No, I bet you the producers love him.
Yeah, it's true.
The judges and the fans might not like him.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the producers, because he got so many people to watch that show and text in, I'm sure the producers love him. And he does other shows with ABC, doesn't he? What you doing over there?
Carrie said, "Here comes the snow." Oh, you don't live in Seattle. You're
Cool.
close.
Thanks,
I
Carla.
got excited. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna figure it out because I think I'd be so great at the cha-cha.
I don't think I'd be very good. Well,
I wouldn't make it past the first. I truly would get sent home in the first week because I don't have enough star power to keep me around. I'm not gonna be good at it.
no, but actually, I do think you have enough star power. I think you have enough people who will text in because you can text in 5 times each, right? Because I used to
And
watch
you
my
can
mom
email.
doing it.
You can email too.
Yeah. I think you have enough people who care about you enough to put the effort in once a week and get you forward. Now, will you win? Who knows?
You know what though? You know what'd be crazy? I'd probably have abs because they were like kick your ass.
This is what I was going to go to. So I don't know if right off the bat I would be good because
You have
like I
training.
have rhythm, but I don't.
Do you have rhyme?
Yeah, get on up. It's bobsled time. So I have rhythm, and I can move a little bit, but I can't memorize moves.
That's the thing. That's why like I would be a great dance coach. to
well because you have your like cheer background.
I can memorize it, but the execution.
But I do think, because I remember talking to Bobby Bones about his time with Dancing with the Stars, and he was saying that he was legitimately, dancing for 6 hours a day.
And at that point, you'll remember it.
And I think if I really treat it like a sport, and there's money on the line, right? Is there?
Yeah.
For the celebrities?
They kind of expect you to donate to charity, but like,
I'll have a charity in mind. It's called the Carla Marie Anthony Charity to giving us breakfast budgets.
hold on. This is what we're gonna do to get
Yeah.
your brain going.
Okay.
We're gonna do some TikTok dances.
No.
I try to get him to do it all the time. There's like some cute. You know what I hate though? The new Meghan Trainor one.
Listen,
It's so bad.
I know we've all seen it. We've all seen bearded men in their 30s trying to do TikTok dances, and there's nothing good about it.
We did one.
I
My
did
first
one.
TikTok ever, I think, was a dance.
Yeah. And I did one, and it was something. But, like, I'm not doing this dance.
Is that the Thriller?
This dance. No, I could do the Thriller, but it's like you do this and you bounce off the screen. I'm not doing that dance.
I am unfamiliar.
What? It's like you do a little bunny hop like this. You go off the screen.
No, is that the one like going on my way to tell my husband we need to adopt another cat? Like one of those? And then
No, that's
the, girl
the deep,
dancing?
doop, 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 doop. That's that one.
We
the
clearly have
steps.
different algorithms.
Yeah. I actually, I've done a pretty good job of
Really?
being very determined and focused with my video watching that I think I've really narrowed down my algorithm to things that I like.
All right, we're gonna pick one dance.
Oh, you and your brother Shadepke, says Martha.
On Dancing with the Stars or on TikTok?
I feel like if I was on dance, because do they allow you to like
There is
put your personality or your background into your
yes.
dance?
There's like a free for all week. There is a song that I already know what mine would be. A song from a important part of your life, and mine would be Jay-Z and Alicia Keys' New York, because that was playing as I was just getting my internship with Elvis's show. And I'd be driving in to New York City, and it would be talking about like, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere, like all this stuff. And I was like, what is my life? So that would be my song. Don't steal it.
I promise you, I will not. And if I ever get on Dancing with the Stars, I will do something for the Habibi culture, and I will do an Arabic song.
Okay.
And this is the last thing we're going to say before we wrap it up.
Oh.
We're going to pull your picture up tomorrow, or you want to do it now?
It's almost old news already.
Okay, well, then we'll do it today. But for Habibi culture, do you ever get into really weird rabbit holes on Spotify or whatever music platform you use, whether it's YouTube or something? I managed to go from DJ Snake the other day, because I was stuck in 2 hours of traffic getting back from Hoboken, to Egyptian trap music. And I found out that I really like Egyptian trap music. It's like, I can understand a handful of words. What, Carla?
Just got a message, leaving it open 45 minutes for any more stragglers.
Oh.
The store. Stragglers.
That was not our decision.
No.
That was our
That's
manufacturer.
Good. It'll be not you guys. It'll be people from my post probably. So that's
All right.
great. So Egyptian trap music.
Yeah, so I ended up with like Egyptian trap music. And I was kind of feeling it, and I think today when I go to the gym, that's what I'm going to be listening to.
I want, like, my best friends in college were Egyptians, and they loved music, and they would play all kinds of music. I wonder if that's some of the music I listen to.
I bet you. Well, I feel like Egyptian trap music is newer.
I mean, I wasn't in college that long ago.
It was a while ago. 1975. I mean, you didn't even have Spotify.
I guess I missed my 10-year reunion.
You did.
Okay.
But yeah, I got into this, and then I was like, Moroccan trap music, and like I was just all the Middle East, North Africa region. I was just listening to all these different artists, and I was really Habibiing out. I was going full Habibi on the way home.
I'll listen to it.
All right, last thing before we get out of here, Carla Marie, please explain.
Okay, it's on the screen. So, if you don't already follow TSA, that's all their Instagram account is. It's hilarious. They do their whole thing.
This is the official TSA?
Official TSA. They do like very punny captions. It's my favorite. And they actually do a great job of like, hey, this is what you can and can't bring through security. Bet you didn't know this, whatever. So they post this photo. And the whole caption is about how apparently, at first I thought it was a statue.
Yes.
Apparently, someone went through TSA security with their carry-on luggage, size luggage, and they see this come up on the screen. That is a live cat.
It's an actual cat.
And they were like, apparently the owner didn't know their cat was in there.
Okay.
This is when I went full-blown, I'm offended. And I went and I commented on the TSA post, and I said, literally send them to jail. Which then caused a fury of responses.
Really?
Of people being like, really? This is what you're going to send someone to jail for? This has never happened to you? You don't obviously have cats. The cats go into the suitcases all the time. Blah, 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 blah. Like, and I said, excuse me, I have 4 cats who always go in my suitcases. However, I would clearly know if I was flipping over my suitcase onto my cat, who would eventually start screaming. Also, you don't do a check before you're leaving for a trip. Always. I check every single cat to make sure they are not locked in a closet, a cupboard, something.
Yeah.
So send them to jail.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I do agree that cats do get into things. Like one time I took my laundry downstairs and then Max popped her head out of my laundry.
Okay, you need to make sure you're double checking that.
Yeah, I do. I don't dump my laundry. I can't even do that. I have to take everything out individually and put it in the laundry. But cats get into things. I mean, the amount of times that I've locked Caroline in the closet by accident.
Correct.
At least 5. Right? They just get into things. So I do understand that. So even if your cat did get into your luggage by accident and you zipped it up, I do agree. Before you leave the house for a trip, you normally look at the living things in your home, not plants, but...
I can't read who that is. Oh, Cindy K. Don't they say goodbye to their pets? That's also another thing. I need to kiss and hug all of them before I leave. But if you have a suitcase that's open like this, right? Mm-hmm. And your cat is on this side, and that is the side you're closing to, right? What? Like, do you have a towel on top of the cat? Like, how do you not see it? And if you're flipping it this way...
You flip the cat.
You flip a cat. Like, unless, you got a zipper one. I don't. Mine sucks. But I don't get it.
It is ridiculous.
Also, if that's a carry-on size luggage, that cat is large. Like,
I believe it.
You would know. What do they have, 7 water bottles in there? Like, what is happening?
I mean, it's also a problem. They shouldn't have that many water bottles
and
as they travel.
And I can't see it. Maybe there are blankets in there. But I was like, okay, maybe the only reason I believe that the cat was accidentally in there is because they didn't put any cushioning. But then I'm like, well, they clearly put the cat at the top.
Oh, true. So it's not being squished.
Mhm.
I can see that. I don't know. I mean,
Like, did they not call animal welfare?
that is interesting. Like, what does TSA do? Like, you have to send the person home,
Mhm.
right? You can't let them go through.
No, because that has to be you can't do that kind of stuff day of because they have to see how many pets are on the plane and kind of plan your seats accordingly. Most airlines.
Yeah. I mean, I think you just have to tell the person to go home. Does the person go to jail? I don't know.
Lock them up.
I wouldn't. I mean, if they were like that person does a night in jail, I wouldn't be mad. I'd just be like, well, don't be an idiot.
Like if I went through security with the cat and I didn't know I had it in there, I would fully expect to have animal welfare come check me out.
Yeah. Liz in Connecticut said, they make you dump your liquids. You can't dump your cat. The cat was there to avoid paying the pet fee. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
What is the pet fee these days?
$200 per pet
Whew.
each way.
Each way. Damn. That's crazy.
For what though? You know what I mean? Like it's just to prevent airplanes from being full of pets because
Yeah. Well, but they could prevent it by putting a quota because there's still a quota for the amount
Alaska
of people
does 4.
that can bring a pet on a flight. Maybe every airline doesn't have one,
But
but
like
I'd assume that they do.
it's not like I'm getting an extra seat. It just goes under. I have to bring one less thing on the plane.
Yeah, I don't know. I think just putting the quota is probably enough. And then they should maybe do like maybe like a security deposit. Like if your cat or dog poops all over the place and we got to get our team to clean it up,
But
you're
they're not
paying
even
for
allowed
it.
out of the carrier, so.
They're not. But
And then
it
what was
could
that
leak.
person going to do when they got on the plane?
You take the cat out, I guess, and you put it in your sweatshirt pocket.
I'm with you.
Your hoodie
Pamela
pocket.
said, but TSA did not say the cat was okay in their post. Like,
No, they did. I thought they did. I think they may have updated it.
or they did at the very end or something. It was like a lot of people saying my cat is going. If you know, you know.
Are you checking the
I
post?
typed in PSA.
Public service announcement. American is 5 max and it's pet under 10 pounds and it's $150 on
Yeah.
American.
Oh my God, where'd it go? Okay, can I just read their caption and then we
Yeah.
can leave? So it was that photo. And it says, we're about to let the cat out of the bag on a historic find. While this catch had our baggage screening officers at JFK Airport saying, come on, meow. The passenger said, I didn't know it was in there. Wish we were kitten.
Not come on, meow. It's come on, meow. Like,
Wish
come on
we
now.
were kitten. On a more positive note, we have info on how to best travel with your pets. Always check with your airline before you arrive at the airport for their rules. Once at our screening area, remove Garfield from the bag before sending the carrier through the x-ray. Take a meowment, though, if you believe your pet will make an escape. In this case, it's perfectly okay to ask to speak with a supervisor who may have alternate screening options. Feline, like you still have more travel questions? Feline, get it. Our fur friends at Ask TSA have all the answers. They're literally available online every day.
So they didn't update on the cat.
No.
Not even in the comments?
Oh, this was the other photo.
What is it? Oh,
That's the cat's hair on a broken zipper. You clearly saw that when you were zippering it.
I've told you about the guy
That's the agent opening the.
that I used to. I haven't talked to this guy in years, but apparently after we were friends, he
Oh.
was at a rehab facility in Florida somewhere, and he tried to sneak in his girlfriend in his luggage, but her arm was hanging out
Mm.
in the back seat,
Mm.
and that's how they caught him. So people do it. People do weird things.
Didn't we try putting me in a luggage to see if I would fit after that? I think
Probably.
I'd fit in the one. I don't think I'd like it.
I don't think you're supposed to like
Can we
it.
try it?
We can, yeah.
It's kind of fucked up though because a lot of dead bodies are found in luggages.
Yeah, but you're alive for now.
As long as I can have a straw to breathe through.
I won't close it completely. All right. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. We will be back tomorrow. If you have not done so yet, the Morning Show podcast is available wherever you listen to podcasts. And we will be back tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Store's open for like a few more minutes, so
Peace out.
I don't think I would like it.